I've got a really good spot here. I'm looking over this ridge. I actually decided to just sit right off the little, just a little footpath. It's not an established 2-track or anything. And the river is about, I don't know, maybe 200 yards away. And I got this little creek running through it. So it should be a really good potential spot to see some deer, and hopefully we get a deer today. If not, this is a very, very beautiful place to sit and not be caught up in all the news going on and social media chaos where everybody's literally hating each other, and all it is people tearing each other's character down. And yeah, it's nice to be out here and not have the pressures of being lived. Rather, we can just live, you know. Try not to get too philosophical here, although I could. It's part of my what I do for a living, and as my side hustle. But we should all do it. We should all think deeply. And I'm going to say this with a grain of salt. We need to think for ourselves, which we do. We certainly need to own our thoughts. That's what I mean by think for yourself. Don't be, continue. Well, I find it interesting. Okay, I guess I'm going to get a little deep here. I find it interesting how much of our conversations are literally focused around what's on the news or going around social media. I mean, our thoughts are being thought for us. Our conversations are being had for us. And it's funny how the things that we were talking about a month ago, they don't even matter anymore because the next hot topic has come up. And so we need to think for ourselves, but in that, I mean that we need to seek correct answers. We need to seek truth, right? And it's not just do whatever you want, however you want to do it, but the decisions we make, we need to own. And so we need to take time like this, 4 days out in the woods with no noise. And it's a good opportunity to step away and make sure that my thinking is clear, that my thoughts are well established. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's a good way to do it. That's why I like backpacking and hiking so much. I don't like to take technology with me. I take my phone for safety, and it's how I film. But I don't watch movies while I'm out on the trail, or I very, very seldom listen to anything either. If I do, it's a podcast that I've planned out that I want to use to think about. But I plan it, right? I decide what I want to think about and what I want to listen to. And that's different than just turning something on and or going to a think tank or a news outlet that we're going to agree with and just get whatever they feed to us. I think finding a podcast on a topic that interests you, that's an educational thing, that's expanding your knowledge, gives you something intentional to think about. You plan it, right? It's not more noise being thrown at you. So that's what I love about hunting, hiking, backpacking, going for walks, day hikes. It's that silent time where we can collect our thoughts. And I guess I'm being a little repetitive here, but make sure that our thinking is clear. Make sure we own our thoughts. We know the reasons why we think what we do, and that we're continuing to seek truth and then live it, right? That's the big thing, and strive to live it. And yeah, we need to do that. So I'll end that little spot now and just say this is going to be a great day. It's going to be about 37, 38 degrees. And can't think of a better place to do it than out in the woods. Pretty awesome. I sat in a spot for a couple hours, and time to move to a new spot. I can't sit in one spot all day, but it was a beautiful view for a while, and I think I'm gonna go sit along the river now. Don't know if I'll see any deer there, but it's 11 o'clock in the morning. The sun is really coming up now. It's not really warming up, but I think it's as warm as it's going to be today, and the river sounds really good. I think I'll make a cup of coffee and enjoy the view of the water for a little while. And then there's a spot pretty close to there that I think I'm going to sit for a couple more hours. And good open spot. I think I'll probably open up a book, and I usually read a page, look up for 30 seconds, read another page, look up for 30 seconds. And so that's the plan. So get going, and river's pretty close by. So I walk slowly and try to be quiet. But I should be there in about 5 minutes, maybe 10. So I think for my break, I'm going to sit right over there. Looks like a nice little spot to enjoy the bend in the river. Sit there for a half hour or so and make some coffee, and then I'm going to come back this way. Trekking poles would be good about now. To get to my spot to sit down, I had to go across a steep hill, and there's a couple spots where water's coming down, and it's all clay. It's really slippery. This is why I love trekking poles. Add that to my hunting pack. At least one trekking pole. Almost there. Just as I'm about to sit down and make this coffee now, nature's calling, so time to go make a cat hole. See you in a minute. I found a good spot to use as a toilet, but that little guy could hurt. So let's get rid of him. I like my heli knife. So I actually have a pretty hard time just like staying still when I hunt. So what I usually do is sit somewhere for between an hour and two, and then I move, find a different spot with a different view. And like what I'm doing today, what I like to do, I think the most, but it's really easy to do when it's not too cold while hunting, is take about 90 to 120 minutes and sit in a spot, and then go find a spot along the water if possible, to make a cup of coffee and have a little snack. And that usually is about a 30-minute deal. I think today it'll be about 45 minutes with some filming that I'm doing. But and then I'll go back to hunting for the rest of the afternoon, sit for another 1 to 2 hours somewhere. If I see any kind of movement, then I'll keep staying, of course. But if there's no movement, then I'll slowly and as quietly as possible move to another spot, usually within probably a quarter mile or so. Because right now I think I've hiked in, I would say 2 to 3 miles from the truck. Maybe more, might be more like 3 plus, but for sure around 3. And I don't know if I'll go any farther out today, but I may double back a little bit and sit in a couple spots that I found along the way. But I like to hunt. I'm not a hardcore hunter. I can't sit in a tree stand all day. In fact, I never sit in tree stands because I fall asleep. And that's, I don't know, I get kind of antsy. My brain is active, but I like to move. Have the same thing when I go backpacking. I kind of put my head down and keep walking and don't look enough side to side, but I'm learning. As I'm getting older, I'm enjoying that more, and I've always valued that, but yeah, I need to do it a lot more. And well, I'm gonna start to quiet down here now. I don't want to spook any animals away. I'm being a really bad hunter by talking to the camera. Yeah, you can judge me. That's okay. There's no other hunters around me, so I'm not disturbing anybody. No vehicles even close to where I was, and I saw no sign, no tracks or anything from people. Seeing a lot of deer tracks, but well, my coffee's almost done, so drink some coffee and eat a couple meat sticks and pack up and get back to hunting.